everyone and welcome to nerdgoblinart. I'm Lula. I've had a delivery from Intoresin. Now, I'm super excited about this one. They let me choose 2 moulds this time. So I chose one which is a cat lying on a cup. I saw it on the website. You guys know how much I love cats. I have 4 of them. They're lunatics. So it only seemed right that I got a mould with a cat. So not really sure what to expect from. Obviously, I've seen the picture on the website, but you know, it's never the same when you actually get them. So this is your care guide. So the usual thing, not putting your fingers into the moulds, not cleaning them with soap, just using sticky tape and stuff like that. And this is a card you get, and this is always for the opportunity to win things from their website by entering their competitions. This particular mould I'm really excited about as well. Obviously I am. Sorry, excuse me. I've had a cold over Christmas. This is one of my favourite characters from my favourite sort of films from Studio Ghibli. This is Totoro. If you're not familiar with the Studio Ghibli movies, do have a look. They're very, very often available on I don't know, Prime, perhaps. I have the DVDs. So we have 2 moulds to try out that were very kindly sent from Intoresin. And of course, magically appear, I need gloves. So I've already used my Estoyo hand mixer, and I'm just making sure, doing all the edges all around my cup. Now that's 8 fluid ounces of resin in there. I have no idea how much resin these 2 are gonna take, but I always have a mould on the sidelines just in case. What I want to do is I've got a cup to the side, so I'm gonna take out around half, and I'm gonna do the cup with the cat first. Like I said, I have no idea how much resin this is gonna take at this point, but I want to do something that is clear. And I'm going to use ink. This is purple ink from Windsor Newton. It's not an alcohol ink, it is simply an ink. It is called purple. I have used it a number of times before, but it's more of a pink. And it is a fantastic ink as well. It is very, very pretty. And so far, so good. I haven't had any staining issues with using this particular ink in any kind of mould, so I'm quite confident that this mould will be okay. And of course, from the care guide, you shouldn't. It's not that you can't, it's just that if you spray things like isopropyl alcohol into these handmade moulds, you're going to ruin them. This is number 10 non-sink glitter from Intoresin, which I'm going to put into this cup. I can't actually remember. I probably should have pulled up the picture. I can't remember what kind of design the cup has, whether it has like a sparkle effect or anything of the sort. But you can't go wrong with that non-sink glitter. It is so, so pretty in this purple ink. So I'm going to pour it in. And obviously only using sellotape on the mould. And I was saying, if you use isopropyl alcohol in these types of moulds, you're gonna reduce their lifespan, so to speak. and you can damage if there's any like crystal effect and such as that. So just be careful, be wary of stuff like that. Now, I hadn't planned on filling it this full. As I'm feeling around the sides there, I can feel that there's, obviously there's a cat. It's in the description, that is lying on the cup. There's also another little bit of a design that I can feel as I'm squeezing around there. So I hadn't intended to put this much resin in. I wanted to put about half in, give it a good squelch and a squeeze and stuff, but I put too much. But it doesn't matter. We all live and learn. So I'm just giving it a little tap and a little squeeze, and I'm going to use my heat gun. I'm not using it on the highest setting either, just to encourage any bubbles to come up. I'm using Apex resin from Just For You Online UK. It's a fantastic resin for debubbling, and on this occasion, I've not put this resin through my debubbler. In hindsight, because of the nature of this particular mould, I wish that I had. But it's the first time pouring this mould, so I can figure it out, work out any issues that I might have. There won't be an issue with the mould. I'm very confident of that, because Intoresin's moulds are absolutely wonderful. My issue was, is knowing where the problem parts, where bubbles will hang around. Yeah. So it's always a good thing to, to have a go at these moulds when you first get them, and not be too precious, not be too worried about, perfection. And if you're lucky enough to have a chamber pot, you can always put them in your chamber and potentially rid yourself of any bubbles. Now for Totoro. Now Totoro is he's more of a blue character with a creamy, very light brown type chest, and he's got like V shapes on his tummy. But again, it's a fairly simple mould, this one, so I'm not so worried about colouring it today. I just want to try it out. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put in a mica powder, and I'm simply using blue, and this is the very, very last of my blue as well. I was very lucky, and I've had some more for Christmas, but that's the last from my actual out on the shelves. So I'm going to mix that in. It's a really, really lovely blue. And I'm also going to add some glitter to this mix as well. I've got a feeling it might be number 10, or I might be confusing that with something else. But we'll see in a moment when I pull it down. And as you can see as well, I am stirring slowly. Yeah, the very, very, very last bit. I am stirring very slowly, because if you're stirring fast, you're going to be introducing all sorts of bubbles. So do it gently. But as I say, this resin is really, really great at degassing. See how much pink I've got left, well, purple. See how much of that I got left over. I really underestimated how much I would need for that, the lion cat cup. It's such a lovely mould. I don't think you can see it, but it's actually got glitter in it. I don't think it's part, it's just that they've put it in the mould to make the mould look attractive, and it is so pretty. It's a mould and it's pretty to look at. I think that's also, and it's like a pinky hue too. I've never had one before that's like a pinky one. So that's really cool. Really love it. It's really quite big as well. I don't know why. I was expecting it the other way around with the two moulds. can't even see what number that was, but it's like a baby blue. It's like a, yeah, very pastely baby blue glitter that I'm putting in there. Yeah, so I was expecting the lion cat on the Cup Mould to be bigger, and than the Totoro one to be quite small. I do the usual thing. Yes, I looked on their website when they said that I could choose 2 moulds, but I never ever take in sizes. I really don't. I'm really rubbish at stuff like that. So that was quite straightforward, isn't it? Pouring into this one, so just giving it a little tap. There's not really anywhere, there's not big indents or inlays, is that the right word, within this design of Totoro, so I'm not concerned too much about bubbles hiding and being a pain, really. And once again, using my heat gun, and as always, unless it's a really big project, I only ever use the first setting. And you can use a silicone tool just like this one, because he's got his ears just up there, just to make sure that the resin has gone down into those, because we don't want any bubbles in his ears. And the resin was good for going more. I could afford to put more resin in there. And there we go. Lovely and glittery. So I will, now that they're full, I do spray some isopropyl alcohol, but only because I'm not spraying directly onto the actual mould. Again, just keeping your eye on it for a few moments and encouraging any of those bubbles to come up, because, you know, with experience, I tend to find that things like cups and bowls, you always get, there's a slight lip, and you always get those bubbles hiding under the lip. Just using the edge of that as well, just to tidy it up, because where I was, you know, wobbling it a little bit, I managed to get a bit of the resin up over the sides, just trying to stop myself from having too much overage. Yeah, those bubbles really want to play. Well, they want to stick. They just want to sit there. Tiny little micro bubbles. And as I said, I always have something on the side waiting. I have not done an octopus for ages. I was going to start off with the blue. I thought, hang on a minute, it's very little blue. And if I put this purpley pinkish in first, and then, because this is an ink, the mica, oh my goodness, mica powders don't tend to mix in as much, if you know what I mean. So putting the resin in first that has the ink within it, then I can pour in the resin with the mica powder, and I'll be able to like swizzle it around. It's just something that I've done previously, and it's just good fun that way. It's worked for me anyway. So that has basically taken the last of that resin, and that, I wish you could see the glitter. It's so sparkly. I love it. So with this very small amount now, you'll see as I pour it in, it doesn't like disperse and try and disappear and mix with the purple. It basically stays as it is. So I'm just feeding it a little bit into the legs. and then like swirling it round into where the head area is. It's really cool, actually. It's quite fun to see. And these colours go, oh, they're gorgeous together. They really are. So just got my silicone tool, and as you can see, I'm just very lightly swirling it around and also tidying it up because I'm messy. It almost gives it this blue, and it's just Let's Resin blue. It's not a chameleon or anything of the sort. It is just a blue mica powder from Let's Resin. But with that purple ink from Windsor Newton, it almost looks almost neon-y. I'm not sure how it works. It's just one of those things, just something I've come across in the past, and it's really lovely. So little swirls, and I'm just getting rid of any of the overage that I've caused by there, because it's easier to sort it now than messing about later once it's cured. So there you go. Knees to cure. These are all cured now, so we're gonna unmould the octopus first, because that is my extra. Usually quite an easy one to get out, as long as you release all the tentacles. Not the testicles, the tentacles. I was only having a few issues getting it out because my fingers are feeling a bit delicate. Still a bit sore from where I've caught them on other moulds. Pop the head out. I need an extra arm. See what I mean? Check it. Check it. How lush is that? It's so pretty. I absolutely adore these colours together. And that glitter, mwah, that glitter from Intoresin is absolutely stunning. I absolutely love it. Next, we're going to open up Totoro, or unmold Totoro. Actually, a really simple mould to unmold. You know, try not to you don't put your fingers in it, you just push it and out it comes, and check him out. Isn't he lovely? I wish you could see the sparkle. I really do, but that blue is absolutely gorgeous. And it stands up, which is really cool. It's lovely and smooth. No issues with that one. And next with this one. Now, when I pulled these apart, I could see micro bubbles galore. But I've often had this when I do this type of mould first, you know, on my first try. And that's absolutely fine because it's done, and pushing from there again like that, which is better for the mould. Sorry for being off camera. Apparently I needed the extra hand, which was my belly. So here we go. The colour is gorgeous. Look at that. Can you see the little cat with his little tail? Yeah, it's a dimply kind of, it says a cup, but it's more like a vase. You know, like an old-fashioned, like Roman type pot or vase. I love it. I think it's really, really cool. Just using my snizzers. I'm just using my scissors to take off that little bit of overage. How cute! The cat's got a little face and he's got a little collar on. And there's even, the detail is really cool. It's the pot is like a dimply effect. Oh, look, there's little lions. So it's like a dimply effect pot. Well, I'm really pleased with those. I'm loving the colours on that. This, it could be the top of a box. Just stand, I'm really pleased. But you can see what we can do with it. We can, you know, colour in the eyes. We can even colour the mould and then add in the resin. So that's something we're going to do again. And with the pot, great for a little succulent perhaps. Or even just for popping little bits and odds and ends. Thank you, Intoresin, for sending me these awesome moulds. I'm so happy with them. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Love you and stay weird.
Full of colors and swirls. Nerd Goblin art draws a magic world. With foxes that prance and badgers that dance. A whirlwind of dreams with a single glance. Gerald the alligator grins so wide. In enchanted waters he loves to hide. Dragons breathe wonder with flames so bright. Each creature born from a magic night. Nerd Goblin paints life in every brush. Animals frolic in a vibrant rush. From canvases to tales they leap. In a realm where fantasy meets deep. The studio's alive with swirling paint. Creatures so pure they need no saint. Sketches of foxes with tails of light. Badgers with moonlit fur in flight. Gerald floats in a stream of dreams. Dragons shimmer with ethereal beams. Nerd Goblin's laughs fill the space. In every stroke there's a warm embrace. Nerd Goblin paints life in every brush. Animals frolic in a vibrant rush. From canvases to tales they leap. In a realm where fantasy meets deep. Life in every brush. Animals frolic in a vibrant rush. From canvases to tales they